Hello today, everyone. We are on episode 16. It's a fucking beautiful day. So pretty outside. I've got the door open. Kitty and puppy are playing outside. It's great. So I was writing out my script for this video. Radio suddenly tosses me Gasoline by Halsey. And perfect timing yet again, because it could not have possibly fit more for this particular person. Just an awesome side note I had to throw out there for all of you. Anyways, please just watch and share. Keep on sharing, guys. Too many people that we love are dying because they don't feel like they matter. But they do. We all do. So, this person in this tag isn't actually tagged, because if she has a Facebook, wasn't sure enough that it was her to tag the person in this video. But doing the video is still important anyways, because she did save my life. She opened my eyes. And maybe by luck or some other work of the universe, someone that knows her will figure out that this video is talking about her. And I still see her around town sometimes too, so if I happen to, I'll show her myself, and even better. So, she was one of my teachers in junior high, and for the first year of knowing this woman, I went through a horrible bout of being a bully. I had stepped into middle school determined that I wasn't going to be the target anymore. So I decided to I'd start picking a person random a day and just start picking on them that kids I didn't know. Thought maybe if I established which side I was on from the get-go, that I would be safe. The worst part was that it worked. And I was the worst kind of bully to top it off. I was rarely ever physical. It was always the verbal assaults. I talked a lot of shit, and I ruined a lot of people's feelings for the sake of keeping my own feelings safely hidden. And I was friendly enough and intelligent enough and teacher's pet enough with all the teachers that none of them ever believed it if someone tried to tell them that I was bullying them, that I was being mean. And a year later, the guilt of that, of hurting all those people, all those kids, just like I had been hurt before, it ate a giant hole inside of me. And by 8th grade, I was once again bad enough that even despite all the help that I had from outside sources, I still wanted so badly to die. To stop hurting everyone and fucking everything up. I was so angry all the time. And so sad. And nothing that anyone said or did helped. My friends would try to cheer me up. Tried to cheer me up by making sport of some other new kid that day. And I couldn't. I just couldn't do it anymore. I had been zoning out really hard in this particular teacher's class that day. History, which is odd in and of itself because I love history. I'm always interested in talking about it. But that day I was busy. In my head, I was busy thinking of ways that I could just disappear on my walk home from school. Some way to just walk off somewhere and end it without leaving a mess for someone. The bell had rung, barely pulling me from those thoughts. And as I began to gather up my things and get them into my backpack, teacher calls out, "Hey Kendra, hold up a minute after class. There's something I want to ask you." I panicked. I doubt she ever knew that, but internally I freaked out. I was sweating so bad, wondering what I could have possibly done. Wondering what she wanted to ask me. And everyone else leaves the room, and she comes and sits in the desk next to me, and she goes, "I've been thinking of designing a new set of elective classes, and I want your opinion." I was floored. Of anything I could have imagined that she might possibly want to ask me, it certainly wasn't that. She explained how she wanted to do one semester class focused purely on studying all the different major religions of the world. Just to teach us so that we could understand how other people think a little better. Just the information side of what is contained in the beliefs of each major religion. And the other semester, she wanted to do a full-on dive into the truth history class focused on just the Holocaust. I was beyond sold, and I told her so with quite a bit of vigor. And the next year, I took both courses. She saved my life that day because she gave me a feeling of importance in a moment that I was almost gone. And she gave me a new idea to chew on. But she saved my life even more the next year when I took those classes. That was where I began to first understand that nobody is ever really right or wrong, and that each of us, from our own perspectives, believes that we are working in the right and for what's right, because that is what's right for you, but not everyone else. The Holocaust course wrecked me, inside and out. To understand that using religion and government together, so many lives were just snuffed out. Right in front of the whole world. And that, at first, it only happened because not enough people cared. I remember the day she showed us pictures of the piles upon shoes taken from the victims as they were hoarded into the gas chambers, still left untouched as a monument at Auschwitz. And she cried. In front of the whole class, she cried. I know I did, and I think the whole class, we all cried with her for a moment. Over the realization of what bullying can do on a national scale. All those lives, all those people, and their only crime was being different. It still hurts my soul to remember, to imagine, to think that that's possible to ever happen again in our world. It wrecked me even more because it made me understand even more what I was doing to all those other kids. What kind of message I was sending. And I immediately stopped. Started making friends with the kids that before would have been my targets. And I used my newfound solidity and power against the other bullies to keep them from being picked on by anyone else. So, Miss Hanson, episode 16 is for you, and I hope that you end up getting to see this. You saved my life because you are a good teacher, and you did it in 2 separate acts. You are one of the biggest random heroes in my life, because just by being exactly who you are, you reshaped a huge piece of my soul. Thank you for existing, for teaching me and understanding, for teaching me compassion, and a curiosity for what other people see, how other people feel and believe. Thank you for being here with all of us. It mattered. You will always matter. Episode 16. MaryAnn.